Most of us think of Freud as a caricature figure. I think that many of us are ambivalent about its role in modern thought. Of the one hand, these are people who are called neurotic. It is common sense to describe aspects of human behavior. It's terms that Freud and many of his colleagues popularized uh, in the first half of the 20th century. On the other hand, as I have said, many people think of Freud as balancing science and literature. And this in no way means that psychoanalysis as a moment has anything like prestige. But let's go back to the principle of interference for a better explanation. Just to make sure everything is clean. In principle, this is a positive way to try to justify the hypnosis of how everything works. Can something like this happen, this Freud approach? This is the questions we'll be asking. No, now then Freud begins to present his theory of the primary unconscious mind. He tells us that there are two major hypnosis in psychoanalysis. On the them in thirst of all the statement that there are unconscious process. The second is the idea that this specific unconscious process are primary associated the sexual and violent impulses. While it is second nature today almost to suggest that there are analysis process that explain human behavior as century or so ago, this would have been truly shocking. At the same time, if Freud is right, some processes are not open to introspection. Other processes are very difficult to detect this introspection. The idea is what, without necessarily raising it, many of us have this powerful aggress to unstable sexual activity, to unlimited violence, which left to their own device would probably be expressed in our behavior. But some show most of us manage to not to, and this will require some explanation of how this happens. So let me just go back to the conspect on the unconscious to make sure that we clearly understand that it is. There is a difference between something being unconscious and something being unconscious. All sorts of things are happening inside me that are not conscious and in no sense unconscious. As we have seen, there are three main types of psych phenomena: cognitive things like beliefs, expectation, processing information of a sense. Affective, and this will include in class of emotions and moods, where emotions are mental states that come this feeling but which also have an object. There will be things like fear and hope. There is always an answer to be questions of that you afraid of you, what you hope for. Then of tips of affective states will be mood, such an anxiety, excess energy, which may or may not have an object. So these three main types of mental state, cognitive, affective, and expressional, will be the main aspect of the mind.